What up, folks? Cajun Blaze here, and today we're going to talk about some knives. I'm going to talk about a knife in particular, the Spyderco Delica. Today we're going to be mostly talking about this one here on the end, the Spyderco Delica 4. This is the one I've been EDCing for the past few days. It's the Spyderco Delica 4, the one with the racing green, the British racing green FRN handles. And it's got that ZDP-189 steel. Just a fantastic hard steel. Very hard to sharpen, but keeps an edge for a very long time. Anyway, before we really get started, just want to kind of go over these blades with you. This is the first Delica that I've ever purchased back in the 90s. This one I bought at Academy, long time ago. And they were discontinuing these blades because they were coming out with the Delica 4s. I believe this is the Delica 3. It had a nice longer tip on the blade. So if you're noticing that it's a little short and stubby, that's because I was trying to pry something open and I busted that tip off. It was flat on the end, but I brought it to LSU Tigers 1010, my buddy Trevor, down in Louisiana near the swamp. And he worked his magic on that blade tip and put another tip back on it, kind of worked it back up. And man, you can't even tell now unless you compare it to another Delica 3, which has a longer tip on it. Extends out probably a little bit longer. But anyway, this is a VG10. This is an old knife, no jimping here. Super smooth. It's got that old style. The H1 Spyderco blades still carry this type of pocket clip, and you can see that one's seen better days. They put that painted pocket clip on there and it just, I don't know, it builds character, but it gets scratched up very easily. I'm the kind of guy, I do use my knives, and I don't abuse them like I used to. Like I don't pry things open anymore. That was just ignorant of me. I don't even remember what I was trying to pry open. But if you can remember the Spyderco Delica 3s, the tip was very pointed and very thin, and it snapped off very easily. But anyway, we'll move on. This is my oldest Spyderco knife, and I bought like 10 of them and gave them out for Christmas gifts and what have you, and gave some to my sons. And this is the only one that I have left out of the 10 that I bought from Academy. And I'm hanging on to it for dear life. I want to keep it in my collection, so I don't use this blade anymore. I just simply collect it. And you know, I went with the FRN handles. I mean, an FRN. This is the FRN handle, but it's the full flat ground blades. Man, when Spyderco came out with that full flat ground blade, I was stoked because that's one of my favorite cutting blades. As you know, I love the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. And it just makes for super easy slicing. And those come in a variety of different colors. These are the only two full flat ground blades that I have left, in the blue and the green. And we'll get these out of the way. And then I have the Delica with that Emerson hook on it, and you snag that on your pants pocket and it simply opens up. So that's my other Delica 4, and it's kind of got a light green, well, I don't know, it's not a foliage green, I don't think. It might be, whatever. That's that Emerson. And I picked this up at a cowboy shop, a little western store here in Lafayette. And this is the Delica, the combo edge, Delica 4. And it's got the stainless handle on it. You can move the clip tip up, tip down, right, left-handed. VG10 steel, same as the others. Just a heavy solid knife. But this is the one I've been carrying the most. And this is my Spyderco Delica 4. It's a folding knife, and you know, Spyderco was a genius back in the 90s when they introduced the two knives, the Delica and the Endura. And they were the first knife company to come out with a knife that you could open with one hand, flip it open with that little spider hole, And this is the 13 millimeter hole. And if you'll notice, I'll open up this one side by side. You can kind of see with the improvements, they made the Delica 4, the hole just a little bit bigger. This is a 1/2 inch, and this is slightly smaller. You can kind of see side by side. You know, just a tad smaller on the Delica 3s and so on and so forth. But it's got ZDP-189 steel, very hard steel, and just stays sharp for a very long time. I imagine it's a brittle steel, and I guess you could chip it or break it if you're not too careful. But like I said, I use my knives, but I don't abuse them. Super smooth opening, man. It's just addictive. You can sit here and open and close this knife all day long. I aggravate the hell out of my wife whenever I'm sitting there on the computer or watching a little television, or you know, just doing something and not paying attention. I'll be clicking that thing and stop that, cut that out. How many of you guys can relate to that? It's a clip point blade. The blade length is 2.88 inches. The overall length of the knife is 7.12 inches long. Overall length of the blade. The handle material is a FRN, fiberglass-reinforced nylon, and it's got this bidirectional texturing here. If you'll notice on this side, the texturing ramps up towards the center, and on this side it ramps up towards the center. So whenever you grip it from either angle, all angles, it's very grippy, and it doesn't give you any trouble at all. Very, very nice. A lot different than this older style texturing on the Delica blades, the handles. The weight of the knife is only 2.5 ounces total weight, and it's got a little pocket clip on here. Now I did, when I first got this knife, I got LSU Tigers to pull that black off. It came with a black pocket clip just like this one here. But I like the shininess of the blade, and I had LSU Tigers get his Dremel tool out for me, and he pulled that off, and he left a little black in there for the spider, so it kind of pops. And I like that. I get tired of it every now and then, but you know what? I could just pop those screws out with my Benchmade tool and put a black pocket clip on there if I'd like. Another good thing is if you're a left-handed guy, you want to switch this up, you can put the pocket clip on this side and carry it left-handed also. I don't know about, my son's a lefty, and for some reason he just rather keep the pocket clip on this side, but you know, it just, when you put it in your pocket, it's got the blades up like this, so you got to turn it around or what have you. I guess a lot of left-handed people, they just learn to adapt to the right-handed world. But it's there for you if you need it. If you want to switch it around, you can definitely switch it left or right, tip up or tip down, however you want to do it. I love that they give you options. It's got little steel liners in here, and they are skeletonized to cut down on the weight. I mean, only 2.5 ounces. That's why this blade makes a great EDC knife. I mean, you're looking at this one here in particular with the ZDP-189 steel, is it ranges from about $70 to $80, but man, you can get a regular, just a regular old Spyderco, the black FRN with the regular blade, for probably between 40 and 60 bucks at the most. So it's very affordable, not too expensive, and it's a decent, thin, lightweight blade. It's not too big, it's not too small, and it's perfect for just everyday chores. You know, anything you want to use it for, whether it be cutting a little tape, cutting a few boxes open. It's just perfect. I mean, this is why I like the Delica so much. I carry the Delica more than I carry the Endura. And I mean, I don't know about you, but I switch it up a little bit. I have so many knives that sometimes I just wake up and I want to carry a larger folder. And sometimes I just like them small. Like today, I was carrying my Chris Reeve Nundy, little bitty folder, all day long, carrying that little bitty pocket knife. But here it is. I wanted to get a review out on this blade. Spyderco Delica 4. Man, if you're in the market and you don't have one of these yet, I highly recommend that you visit Spyderco Knives and check them out. They're a force to be reckoned with. Now you can tear them up. They're not unbreakable, but you know, if you use it with respect and use it how a knife should be used, I don't think you'll have any problems at all with the Spyderco Delica 4s. Put my little Delica 3 side by side with that. We'll do a review on this one day, and maybe do a video of pulling it out of the pocket and showing you how that catches onto your pocket. Very fun little knife. For some reason I just don't like the blade shape as much, but it's there. Well guys, that's going to conclude this video. I sure thank you for watching, and y'all come back and see us. And the Cajun Blaze always says, not A, not B, but see ya. Y'all take care and have a wonderful day.